Hey everyone, welcome back to Hey Janeé. I am Janeé Bolden. I am the host, and this is my little hey world. Hello to the world, and the hey that I want to hear back.
Hey Janeé.
Hey Janeé.
Today's guest is none other than Shanti Das. Shanti is such an incredible woman, kind of a mentor to me in my navigating through the entertainment industry. As a woman, as someone who is an empath, and one of my first moderation experiences when I was doing women in entertainment panels, Shanti was kind enough to join me. I think it was probably one of the best panels I've ever done.
That was a spirited one.
It was
good.
It was at A3C.
Yes.
And of course, I'm joined again by my co-host, Meaghan.
Hey Janeé.
Can I just say that I'm so proud of you?
Oh,
Because we're not like, girls. We're not obviously of the same age. I'm the auntie in the room, which is all good, or the OG. But I've just watched you, and I also watch how you give of yourself, and so that's why this podcast means so much to me for you.
Thank you.
Because I see you, and you're really tough, but I know underneath it all, like, you're a soft girl, right? You're in the soft girl era, I think. But everyone doesn't always see that. No, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I've watched your grind, and I'm glad that you're grinding for yourself now to do something that brings you joy. So, hey again, Janeé.
Yes, I love that.
Awesome.
Are we
See,
every
I
every episode tears?
No, but I say that with all sincerity. Yeah.
I really appreciate that and receive that. Thank you so much, Shanti.
You're welcome.
So every week we talk about a moment of joy, and I think you actually, this is perfect segue, because my moment of joy has been the community's response to Hey Janeé. Meaghan and I talked a little bit about it before planning the episodes this week, but we've been getting such great positive feedback from friends, colleagues, messages, social media comments.
For sure.
People actually going and listen. People will support you, but they might not even actually listen.
Right.
But I got a message that said that the affirmation on the first episode made someone's day. Like, he said he was having a horrible day, and the affirmation
wow, that's
brought
beautiful.
him back in. That's
awesome.
why we do it.
Yes.
Definitely. So there's so much power. There's joy in being seen, and there's power in starting something new. And speaking of which, that's a perfect segue for Shanti as well. So we've been reflecting on that, being seen and being affirmed, and especially for something that's close to your heart. And I'm very proud of you and all the things you have done with Silence the Shame, because to come from a 25-year career as a music executive, I mean, this woman worked with Outkast when the rest of the world was just discovering Outkast. She was part of the reason why they really achieved so much and accomplished so much. And Usher as well. So many artists. You work with Prince. I mean, literally all of our favorite artists Shanti has close relationships with, worked with closely, was helping to market their products and really push them to the heights that they reached. So I want to obviously congratulate you on that. And I think the world is easy for them to affirm entertainment because it's glamorous. There's wealth associated with that. And to leave a career like that and then pivot into mental health, which is something that's almost been taboo up until...
And not sexy from what I'm used to, right?
Right, 100%. So I want to hear about making that shift, and then also how was the world's response to that, and how did that affirm you?
Yeah, so thank you for that. And when I say not sexy, I mean just in terms of pop culture, right?
Yeah.
We know that it's important, right? Mental health is certainly important. But so I'll make it really pretty brief. But my dad died by suicide when I was 7 months old, and we didn't really talk about it. So most of my peers in entertainment didn't know that I had that experience and that there was that unresolved trauma from my family growing up. And so when I was at the height of my career, working at Universal Motown, executive vice president, making almost $500,000 a year. Ooh, sometimes I have flashbacks on that paycheck. But that's okay. But I wasn't taking care of myself. I dealt with my own emotional challenges, and which led to physical health challenges. My mom had developed Alzheimer's. I had an uncle who helped to raise me who had developed cancer but didn't want to tell me because I was living in New York. So it was like a whole bunch going on. So I quit. and walked away, and it was the hardest pivot of my life. Came back home to Atlanta, started ATL Live on the Park, which ended up being a 10-year.
That was a huge success. Yes.
Thank you. It was a big success for the city, but I was still not doing well. I was still hurting. I wasn't going to therapy, so I hadn't been diagnosed with anything, but I knew I was depressed and I was high functioning. There's a new doctor that I've just learned about, Dr. Judith Josephs, and she has this book out talking about high functioning depression. I was like, oh my God, that was me. And so started reading that. And so anyway, long story short, my best friend took her own life in 2014, and then I came close to taking my own life in 2015.
Yeah.
But the joy moment for me right now is it's 10 years, y'all, and I'm here. I'm on the Hey Janeé podcast. So I live to share my story, and I'm unapologetic about, I didn't want to die. I just wanted the pain to go away. And oftentimes we see that with our peers in entertainment, whether you're an executive, an artist, a writer, podcast producer, what have you. We hold a lot of stuff in and we don't deal with it. And so the reaction, second part of your question, at first people were like, what? I'm like, you wanted Shanti died, and I say that in the most humble way, but like, Shanti died, what do you have to be depressed about? Why would you want to take your own life? And so I was like, everything that you see on social media or here, that's not our, genuine lives and everything that we're going through. And so anyway, I got the help that I needed and started opening up and sharing. And I was pleasantly surprised at all the DMs in a non-sexual way that I was getting on social media saying, oh my God, I've been through that. Or let me tell you about my situation. Thank you so much, sis, for opening up. And I remember, Carrie Hilson opening up on one of our panels in 2017 or 2018 maybe. And she said she had never shared about her depression, but felt like Silence the Shame was a safe space. A couple years ago, we interviewed DJ Drama at the Gathering Spot. He had never shared publicly about his addiction. He waited 6 months to share that story with me. Killer Mike, Jeezy. I mean, so many of our artists, artists that I love and admire, felt like Silence the Shame became a safe space and place for them. And so here we are almost 8 years in, we have 7 staff members. And so people don't look at nonprofits, but we're still a business. We still got payroll taxes and everything that other businesses do. But more importantly, I feel like we're saving lives. And lastly, I'll just say we have a PSA out right now called Restoration. It's about Black men's mental health. There's a grandfather, a father, and a son in it. And we're nominated for a Southeast Emmy, y'all.
Wow.
Congratulations.
So really excited about that. So it's been humbling. It's been emotional. But I feel like, not to be, too spiritual on y'all, but like I'm a big woman of faith.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I feel like faith and therapy and medication got me to where I am right now to get back to where I feel joy in my life and in my heart. But we're saving lives. Whether it's one life or, touching thousands of folks at, conferences and community events and music events. And, I've spoken in Amsterdam about music and mental health, and Ireland, and, globally sharing my story. This little girl that grew up in hip hop, but is now, I think, taking something head on that has affected not only hip hop, but the rest of the world and the community.
I love that you mentioned Carrie Hilson. I just recently interviewed her for OK Player about for Mental Health Awareness Month.
Great.
And she was just talking about kind of regulating, like things that you do on a daily basis that when you don't feel okay, you realize, oh, I didn't take a walk, I didn't do this, or I didn't do that. Are there certain things that always work for you, or that that you kind of help you regulate?
Yeah, so I would say definitely getting outside. Taking walks worked
100%.
a lot for me. And I had knee surgery in January, so I hadn't been able to walk. But I found my joy moment this weekend. I walked in the park for the first time since recuperating. And I just felt this peace that I couldn't explain. And now I listen to the birds, and I just do the simple things in life. Sometimes I have to step away from social media or all the events and the noise of the world. The other thing I like to do is, work out sometimes, although I don't do it every single day. And listening to music brings me joy. I think that's how I regulate, because it just takes me somewhere else and, brings me a place of calm. And of course, prayer. I start my morning with prayer. I pray throughout the day and at night. I don't just leave prayer till morning and night. And sometimes I'll set alarms on my phone at 12 o'clock and 4 o'clock. It's called the prayer pause. And I pray for my friends. It's not for me. I pray for other people.
I love that.
So it's like the prayer pause works. It brings me a lot of peace.
That's great. Pouring into others.
Yeah.
So we do a segment here called Meaghan's Thoughts. Meaghan has
Okay.
these really just transparent moments that she shares on social media with her thoughts of the week. And this week, I took the
pulled
liberty
another one.
of choosing for her.
Yeah, so, oh my goodness. The perfect life doesn't exist. A good life does, and you get to decide what that means. I guess sharing myself is just like, just going through life and seeing what other people are doing, but trying to keep my blinders on to, like, I'm living a good life. Like, everything's not perfect, but I'm getting through it, and it's good.
I think what I'm hearing in that is similar to what Shanti was saying about the simple things and like just hearing the birds sing.
Right.
Like when you find gratitude for the small things, it kind of helps you like get through the hard things.
Right.
100%.
Yeah. So I think that was a great thought. That's why I chose that one.
Love y'all.
So this week for C, Stream, and Skip, getting into some pop culture things, I would say see Mission Impossible.
Oh, I saw it yesterday. It's so good. Like,
It's great.
good.
Now, I met Tom Cruise and interviewed him.
How was that?
Not for
Bucket
this
list.
film, but like
Oh, I
the
saw
previous.
that.
I went to
Yeah.
Rome. I attended the
That's
premiere.
amazing. I went to Rome
Yeah.
and I interviewed Tom.
No,
big
but-
deal.
Casual flex.
No, I'm kidding, right?
No, but literally,
That's amazing.
that's why I have this, because there are moments in my life that I'm so grateful for. But I
Yeah.
really think that sometimes it's like putting good energy out into the world and someone
Yeah.
saying like, oh, she would be a good person to
Mhm.
talk to him.
Mhm.
And then even in the moment, I was very nervous and he pulled me close and he said, like, before I could ask him an interview question, he was like, let's take this moment in. And I was like, wow.
That's amazing.
Yes, so
Wow.
I'm always gonna forever will be a Tom Cruise fan,
Yeah.
just because like sometimes it really is about how someone treats you
100%.
that you'll never forget.
And it'll stay with you forever to that point.
Yeah, and I also love that Angela Bassett plays the president in this film. Like any chance I
love
get,
her.
Second time I'm catching her as the president because there was another
Oh yeah,
film
the
on Netflix.
0 Day, or
which was good.
yeah, 0 Day was good.
Yeah. But it's good. I think it's a great way to end the sequel. So if y'all hadn't seen it, go out and watch it. It's amazing.
Yes, I totally agree. They have a lot of good flashbacks from previous
Yeah.
Mission Impossibles.
Yeah.
But and again, the stunts they're always like amazing.
He's crazy. Wild.
Wait till you see this one. So, for stream, I highly suggest watching. If you're not watching Rock the Block, I'm an HGTV person,
Oh,
so
I haven't seen
I haven't
that.
seen that.
you guys got to check it out. So, Rock the Block season 6, the finale is this week. You can binge it. It's on HGTV, or you can watch it on Max.
Okay.
And I don't want to give away the ending since you guys haven't been
Well,
watching.
what is it about?
So basically, HGTV takes all of their biggest stars, they put them on the same block.
Oh, they compete.
and they compete as
right.
they
Okay.
build a house. Like, so basically
Oh,
they
wow.
have the house. It's kind of like, just a bare, empty house.
Yeah.
And then they can like reconstruct and design to their liking.
How
and
many
they compete.
days do they have?
I don't really know what the time schedule
okay.
is, but like each episode they do a different area. So it might be
Gotcha.
the master bedroom, and then as they compete, when they win more money for the renovation.
Oh, I love that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's
I'm
really
into
cool.
those type of shows though.
Me too, and I feel like when you talk about reality TV, everybody thinks about the people throwing drinks on each other.
Right.
There's plenty of reality shows that will like feed you or give you ideas about like what you could be doing with home
Yeah.
renovation, or it's
Yes.
just like a positive thing.
I'm still on the ratchet ones. I'm so
And,
sorry.
I
that,
mean,
and that's a good way to
they have their place too.
kind of bringing it back to wellness. That's a good way to recenter yourself, is like doing something like small projects in your home, and you can get inspiration from shows like that. Because I know that even for me, spring cleaning like helps me feel better.
Oh, yeah.
And puts me in a great mood.
I love to throw stuff away.
Purge.
Yeah. big purger.
I did the
Yeah.
purge for Memorial Day weekend. I was like
really?
trying
You
to cleaning out my. I mean, I did, but we still got a
It's a
ways to
thing.
go. I got a
At least you
ways
started.
to go.
That's good.
I gotta learn how to throw stuff away, but I literally have every lanyard that I've like ever gotten.
So you know what I did? I actually bought these plastic containers and then put them in Ziploc bags, like all of my music industry passes and
like
I
the
kinda,
sometimes you have concert tickets. You
all
wanna
that.
keep.
I have
Yeah.
a separate thing.
Yeah.
I'm a little OCD-ish, low key, but it's okay. But it works, and so because I like nostalgic things and saving all that stuff. You never know when you might need it. You might get featured in a publication, and they want to see some of your old stuff. So just get you some Ziploc bags and a few
Oh,
containers.
speak that into existence.
Yes.
Feature me on a publication.
Yes.
Okay, so for my skip this week, we are going to skip the victim shaming from the USA versus Sean Combs case, aka the Diddy trial. I've been seeing a lot of inaccurate breakdowns online because it is a closed case. They don't have cameras in the courtroom. And so we're relying on the reporting from the people who are paying for the court transcripts or in the courtroom reporting. And not everybody has that access. Not everybody is actually fact checking. So you're hearing exaggerations. Yeah. And then also just the fact that, I mean, it's obviously such a divisive issue when it comes to especially sex trafficking or, you know, sex abuse survivors.
Yeah.
People are not well educated. Our society has not, you know, created a culture where it's safe for survivors. And that I just say no to victim shaming. People can say whatever they want about settlements. Like, that's none of your dang business. Yeah. Like, you don't know what kind of suffering somebody had to go through.
That's right.
Yeah. I think it's just nice to remind people that although it may be an entertaining story, it's like a criminal case. So I think we should leave that up to people who are best suited to talk about.
And that's someone's trauma.
Yeah. Criminal cases.
Yeah.
It's getting disgusting out here. So.
And then let's not forget also that Cassie has children, Diddy has children. There are children who are experiencing this. It's in immense pain because of what's happening. So I just think, like, let's not be ugly about this. Like, let's support survivors and let's support the children of people on both sides. Yeah. So hate to get so serious, but I think that it was a comment worth saying. For what I'm working on this week, it actually falls right into what we've been talking about. I just wrote something for Essence magazine about the rest spot in Smyrna. I don't know if you've heard of that.
No.
So it's a woman. Her name is Gina Burgess Singleton, and she came from the corporate world. She was in like DEI, HR. And she was kind of getting burnout from, you know, really when you're in that kind of position where you're pouring into people all the time. She just was stretched thin. Her health, similar to what you were saying, she was having some health issues because of it. And she was exhausted, and her doctor really prescribed her rest. So she was forced not to work for close to a month. And in her healing, she realized that all of her girlfriends were in the same position. They all were really sick, suffering from different things, whether it was diabetes, hypertension, high blood pressure, just, you know, all types of health issues. And a lot of them had kids. They had, you know, no escape from whatever was going on. And she renovated 2 rooms in her house, and she opened them up for literal strangers. She went on a Facebook moms
in her
group
home.
In her home,
wow.
And she vetted about 25 women, and she started having people come in shifts they would take naps in her space. And then now she has, now she has the rest spot, which is it's an actual physical location, and then they have these like mini cabins on campus, like almost like little tiny homes, and they have beds and desks, and it's not just she kind of like made me realize that rest isn't just taking naps. Sometimes it's like you can, you know, just relax by relaxing, and free childcare is part of the membership. Like women are coming, and she was saying like how, especially in our community, how we don't just hand over our kids to anyone. So she has licensed you know, people there to take care of the kids. She doesn't charge for that. But, you know, if they want to purchase snacks, that's kind of where the charge might come in, additional charge. But just a beautiful space. Wow. She had a beautiful spirit. It was one of those interviews I ended up crying while I was there. But I definitely want to highlight them. And the story is in Essence. I will share a link to it on my Substack for the Hey Janeé Substack. I just think burnout and boundaries are such a major issue. So
they are. I have this mantra. I say boundaries are a blessing.
Yeah.
And so I'm very unapologetic now about how I establish my boundaries, personally and professionally.
Yeah.
Now, I'm looking for my affirmation for this week. Do you have it, Meaghan? I'm like, I don't see it.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know how my printout got messed up, but so This is something I've said to myself over the years, just because, like I said, I almost started crying earlier. Wow. But this episode is titled "Sensitivity is My Superpower." The affirmation is, sensitivity is my superpower. I honor my emotions as signs of strength, not weakness. I feel deeply, and that is my gift.
I love that. That's so me.
I'm a Pisces too, so
I'm a Cancer.
I am the sensitive child.
Are those both water signs?
Yeah. Well, yeah, Cancer. Yeah.
Okay.
So I cry very easily.
We same.
Yeah, I'm a Taurus. I'm supposed to be Earth sign. I think we're supposed to be like hard as a rock. I'm like hard on the outside, like you said.
I can see that.
Hard on the outside,
but
strong on the outside.
Once I got to know you, I was like,
you're like very soft, very sensitive.
Yeah,
love that. Well, I hate that this has been so short, but short and sweet is what we're all about.
Can I leave y'all with something?
Yes,
my
please.
affirmation. Okay, you got to repeat after me.
Okay.
Yes.
I am love.
I am love.
I am joy.
I am joy.
I am peace.
I am peace.
I am kindness.
I am kindness.
I'm everything I need to be.
I'm everything I need to be.
I
am
enough.
Enough.
I love that.
And look, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep going.
Yes.
So I want to thank everyone for tuning in this week. Make sure you check us out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. Like us, comment, share, give us some feedback, restack us on Substack.
Yes.
We are loving the feedback that we've been getting.
We are.
And
thank you for having me. And if y'all want to find out more about Silence the Shame, go to silencetheshame.com. Please follow us at Silence the Shame on Facebook and Instagram. And if you want to donate to our nonprofit, you can text the word silence to 707070.
Love it. And all of that will also be on my Substack. So, Shanti, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for your work as well. It's so
you.
important and critical.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Take care.
You too.
All right. That was good.
Okay, take a big shot.